Welcome back. I'm Tim Herrera with the Sacramento County Office of Education, here with another Teacher of the Year profile. We're here with Kalei Eskridge, who is one of 2 Teachers of the Year from the San Juan Unified School District. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us where you teach and what you teach.
Well, this coming school year, I'll be outside of the classroom. I'm a teacher on special assignment, working for our district office in technology services. I'll be one of 2 teachers that are on special assignment in that department. And last year I taught, I was outside of the classroom as well, working in professional learning and innovation, which is another department in our district that focuses on supporting teaching and learning at the school sites. And previously I taught kindergarten and 1st grade at Mariemont Elementary School, and my experience is in early primary.
Tell me about the professional learning, what you're doing in that area, and exactly what that is. Explain what that is.
Well, professional learning is opportunities for teachers to improve their practice through attending workshops and different learning events. Specifically, my job was to help support the district initiatives, which we were focused on balance and disciplinary literacy. We had a new math adoption for grades K-6, and then also technology integration in the classrooms. So, you know, sometimes I facilitated that learning, and sometimes I helped organize that. And sometimes it was district-wide. Like, for example, we had writers' workshop training that was district-wide for those schools that were implementing writers' workshop as a philosophy of teaching at their school site. And other times it was specific at a school site, so I went to school sites with other teachers on special assignment. There were 8 of us, grades K-12, that were supporting professional learning in our district.
Tell me what's so gratifying about working in professional learning.
You know, it's an opportunity to really think deeply about what I truly believe as a teacher, and to work with other colleagues and collaborate with them, use their skill sets as well as mine to provide effective instruction at school sites for other teachers. And I think just being able to work with lots of different teachers and lots of different students across different grade levels was gratifying. Since I had been at the same school for a long time, I didn't have that opportunity to see really the district at a different level, and from a different perspective, and professional learning gave me that opportunity to really work with teachers and not only improve my practice, but hopefully improve theirs as well.
So what's the difference in what you do between teaching children and teaching adults?
I think...
or is it a lot alike?
I think they're a lot alike. They definitely are a lot alike. As far as teaching adults, you're differentiating instruction for them as well, just like you do for your students. So sometimes you know, we broke into a smaller group in a professional learning to better meet the needs of the teachers we were working with, and sometimes we worked in big groups, just like we do with students. So I don't think there is really a difference except for the age level. You know, they have the same kinds of things that you would see in the classroom with, you know, students talking, and you're giving you're teaching, and so you do the same thing that you would do with adult learners, but just in a more respectful way, you know, on an adult level. But they're pretty much the same in many ways, and you're really working on improving instruction and improving learning for teachers or for students. So.
In the amount of time that you've taught, what kind of innovations? I mean, the technological innovations in the classroom are, I mean, overwhelming when you think about from the time you started until where we are now.
They are, and I've had an opportunity to really kind of delve deep into that. Specifically, at my own school site, our school was purchasing some new technology, or wanted to purchase a computer lab at the time, about 4 years ago, and I was pursuing my master's degree, and I said, well, let's look at how we use what we have already and how we could better use what we plan to get. And from that, our school chose to purchase interactive whiteboards, so I was an early adopter of using an interactive whiteboard in my classroom. And I had an opportunity to work with, at the time I was teaching kindergarten, so I had an opportunity to work with some colleagues very closely. We were all learning how to best use interactive whiteboards. And basically what we found with technology, it's about good teaching, no matter if you have it technology or not. It's the strategies you use and employ while you're teaching with technology, and how you make it relevant for students. And students found interactive whiteboards very exciting and engaging. But then, you know, that newness can wear off, so how do you continue to make it engaging? It's by continuing to learn about how to better use it. So that's kind of some of the work that I've been doing this past school year as a teacher on special assignment, really helping teachers help them improve their practice and look at how do we know what is good teaching when you use an interactive whiteboard? So we have over 600 interactive whiteboards in our school district. So, and that spans grades K-12, and so I was able to do some action research with some well-known researchers to look at what are effective practices, and we came up with a common language of instruction. We did a study to kind of see what was the evidence of change in practice in the classrooms. So that was pretty exciting work. So I continued that work no matter if I was a classroom teacher or now outside of the classroom.
Do you find that the students really absorb the technology pretty quickly?
They do, and you know, for them, they know it. It's their lives. I mean, I have a 4-year-old daughter who, you know, can use my iPhone, you know, very fluently, and she has never had any formal training. So for them, it's a way of playing with the technology, and they keep trying, and they don't give up because it's something that's engaging to them. So they know it, they absorb it very easily, and they're wanting it.
But what about the adults, though? Is that a little bit more challenging to bring them over to the technology side?
For some adults, it definitely can be more challenging, and we have to understand that just like with students, our adult learners have special needs as well, in the respect that they might not feel as comfortable using technology. Some things that I did when I was at the school site, Mariemont, is that I helped establish a mentor and mentee program for teachers to help, you know, our teachers who were struggling, who didn't feel comfortable, pair up with a teacher who was more comfortable with technology. Just that little bit, and plus it's one-on-one, so it wasn't as intimidating, and that really helped you know, kind of help those teachers feel more comfortable using it. Some of them weren't using it at all, you know, and then at least those were baby steps to helping them make learning more relevant, and through technology, I think that's one way to do that for students.
So what motivated you to become a teacher in the first place?
You know, I was not the person who said, I want to be a teacher when I grow up, but it was really through my own childhood experiences with my mother, and then also through the work that I did when I was in high school and college that kind of led me to teaching.
What kind of work was that?
I did a lot of different work with people. I worked at the Monterey Bay Aquarium. I'm from the Monterey Bay area, and I had an opportunity to work in visitor services, so I met a lot of different people, and I had an opportunity to greet school buses, and that was kind of my first, you know, real opportunity to work with school children and a group of children, and they were just so inquisitive and excited about what was going on at the aquarium. I also volunteered at Sac State when I went there, Sacramento State, in their daycare center, and got to work with a preschool class, and that really was challenging for me to really understand what young learners need and tested my patience, I think. But I found that I really like young children, and that's what my experience has been in kindergarten and first, basically because I really like working with younger children and seeing that light bulb. That aha
And that's
moment.
why you gravitated to that age group.
It was, but it was the jobs that I took. I went back to my own kindergarten teacher's classroom and had an opportunity to volunteer there, and it was coming back to, you know, this is really what I want to do, and it made me feel comfortable, and I found that I really love the work that I do. I think you have to love what you do, and not just in teaching, but any job, and I can truly say I enjoy and love what I do every day.
Well, finally, if you were to talk to someone who was considering teaching as a profession, what would you tell them?
I would tell them you have to have a passion for teaching, you have to love what you do, and you have to be willing to continue to learn and grow as a person, because teaching is not stagnant. It's always changing, and things come around sometimes that were in place before, and that you really, if you really want to do something that's rewarding but challenging at the same time, teaching is the profession for you.
Well, rewarding and challenging, that's for sure.
Definitely.
Well, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you speaking with us, and congratulations. We've been speaking with Kalei Eskridge, who is one of 2 Teachers of the Year from the San Juan Unified School District. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.